Medellin was a city of two worlds, bright towers of privilege and sprawling barrios built from scrap. In this tension, a young man named Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria watched power from the outside. He wanted more than comfort. He wanted to rewrite the order that kept people like him below. He learned early that rules bent for those bold enough to test them. Smuggling cigarettes, selling contraband, each act whispered the same lesson. Control wasn't inherited, it was taken. By the late 1970s, a new trade emerged, white powder moving north. Pablo saw global demand as the doorway to dominance. He organized suppliers, pilots, accountants, an empire born not of genius, but of absolute belief that the world could be bought. Within years, his network spanned continents. He was still young, yet already a myth. To friends, a provider. To rivals, a storm forming beyond reason. He had discovered his truth. Money could bend morality until right and wrong looked the same. At his height, Escobar controlled a trade that reshaped economies. Yet his fortune rested on shadows, alliances, fear, silence. He built entire neighborhoods for the poor, buying loyalty brick by brick. Power became theater, generosity its disguise. Many saw him as a hero who challenged injustice. They overlooked the cost of his charity. Behind every smiling photograph lay an invisible ledger of debts no one could repay. Governments moved to dismantle the trade. Rivals rose from within. For the first time, Escobar faced limits he couldn't purchase away. His world contracted, and paranoia filled the space success once occupied. The city he claimed to love trembled under the weight of his ambition. Every rumor felt like a threat. Every shadow looked like retribution. He had built an empire too vast to control and too fragile to survive its creator. By the early 1990s, alliances collapsed. Former allies became informants. A global hunt turned the hunter into prey. His power, once limitless, shrank to safe houses and static-filled radios. He listened to his city through radio waves, calling family from untraceable phones. For the first time, the man who bent nations to his will was ruled by silence. Isolation exposed the one enemy he couldn't threaten: time. In 1993, after years of pursuit, the man who once commanded armies was cornered in the very city that had raised him. No more guards, no more escape routes. The story that began with boundless ambition ended with inevitability. His empire dissolved, but the questions he left remain. How does a society create a figure like Escobar? What emptiness does power fill? And why does it never satisfy? Escobar's life became a mirror for a nation's struggle. Poverty versus privilege, justice versus corruption, ambition versus conscience. His fall did not end the story. It merely revealed the cost of forgetting where power should stop. This was Pablo Escobar. Rise, Reign, and Ruin. A chronicle of how one man's hunger for control reshaped a country and warned the world that unchecked ambition, no matter how grand, always ends the same way. Power fades, empires fall, but the darkness, it never truly disappears. Every story you've heard here is a glimpse into the shadows of human ambition and the price it demands. Subscribe to Dark Case File, where every case, every mystery, every whispered truth is brought back from the dark. Stay curious. Stay cautious. The next file opens soon.